Friends, there is a divine rhythm to life, a melody of abundance that is ever ready to flow through you, yet many of us remain unaware, struggling in the illusion that wealth must be earned by endless toil and worry. Today, I invite you to step into a higher understanding, to recognize that prosperity is not something to chase, it is already yours, waiting for your permission to manifest. The secret lies in aligning your conscious mind with the infinite intelligence, in speaking the words that release the unseen currents of abundance, and in trusting the guidance of your inner wisdom. Imagine, if you will, the power of a brief period each night, a sacred 33 minutes, devoted entirely to the declaration of your prosperity. Picture yourself in this still, serene moment, releasing all doubts and fears and allowing the truth of your abundance to take root. During these moments, you are not pleading or bargaining. You are simply affirming the reality that the universe is infinitely generous and that your good is ready to be received. You may wonder, why only 33 minutes? Why not more? The answer is simple. The mind responds to clarity and focus, not to overwhelm. By dedicating a brief, consistent period, you impress upon your subconscious the certainty of your prosperity. Each night becomes a seed planted in fertile soil, and as the days pass, these seeds grow quietly and powerfully, unseen yet unstoppable, bringing forth your desires in perfect timing. As you awaken each morning, even after only 4 hours of rest, you will find yourself renewed, attuned to the currents of wealth that flow invisibly through your life. The key is not in exhausting yourself, but in aligning yourself with the infinite life force, in trusting that your good cannot be withheld. Money, like every blessing, moves freely to those who recognize its divine source and declare their readiness to receive it. Let us consider the Florence Decree, a powerful tool of conscious creation, a declaration that speaks directly to the forces of abundance. It is not merely a statement, it is a sacred command to the universe, delivered with faith and expectancy. As you speak it each night, you are affirming that every need, every desire, and every aspiration is already met, and that you are a worthy receiver of all good. Remember, the law of prosperity is impersonal yet unfailing. It responds not to anxiety or desperation, but to clarity, faith, and consistent affirmation. By committing to this nightly practice, you are not only cultivating wealth, but also peace, confidence, and a deep knowing that you are supported by an intelligent, abundant universe. Prosperity is not something to be chased or begged for. It is a divine flow, already present in the universe, waiting for your conscious recognition and your willingness to receive it. Many believe that wealth is a distant goal, a reward for laborious effort or tireless struggle, yet this is a misunderstanding of the natural laws of life. The abundance of the universe is impartial, ever-flowing, and inexhaustible. It does not favor one person over another, nor is it limited by circumstances. Every soul has the inherent right to claim and enjoy this prosperity, and the first step in claiming it is to understand that it is already yours, always present, and simply requires your alignment with it. The moment you accept that wealth is not a scarce commodity but a divine current, your relationship with it transforms. You begin to realize that effort alone does not summon abundance. Effort without alignment often produces only fatigue and frustration. The law of prosperity is not one of toil but of conscious recognition, trust, and affirmation. It responds to the vibration of expectation and faith, not to anxiety or worry. Just as a river flows effortlessly when its channel is clear, so too does wealth flow to those who clear the channels of doubt and limitation within themselves. Alignment with prosperity begins in thought. Every thought carries a creative power. Every belief impresses upon your subconscious mind, which in turn orchestrates your experiences. If your thoughts are filled with lack, limitation, or fear, you unconsciously block the flow of abundance. Conversely, when your mind is filled with the expectation of good, when you truly believe that wealth is your natural inheritance, you open the doors for its manifestation. Recognizing prosperity as a divine flow requires seeing money not as a struggle to earn, but as a manifestation of divine intelligence moving through you. Each coin, each opportunity, each unexpected blessing is a sign of the universe responding to your alignment. Affirmation plays a crucial role in this process. Words are not mere sounds, they are the instruments through which the unseen forces of the universe are guided. When you speak the words of wealth and abundance with conviction, you set into motion currents that bring your desires into form. Daily declaration, even in brief, focused moments, impresses upon your subconscious the certainty that prosperity is not only possible, but inevitable. This is not magical thinking in the sense of fantasy. It is an acknowledgement of the immutable law that thought precedes form and that every visible condition is first an invisible thought made real. Trust is another essential element in aligning with the flow of prosperity. Trust that the universe is infinitely abundant, that it does not withhold your good, and that every need will be supplied in perfect timing. Fear and doubt are obstacles that obstruct the current, causing turbulence and delay. By cultivating trust, you allow wealth to move freely, without resistance, into your life. This trust is cultivated through practice, through repetition of affirmations, and through the conscious observation of abundance in action around you. Recognizing even small signs of provision, the unexpected gift, the answered prayer, the timely opportunity, reinforces your faith and strengthens your alignment with the divine flow. Your actions, when aligned with this understanding, become effortless expressions of your prosperity consciousness. It is not necessary to exhaust yourself in relentless striving. Rather, act from a place of confidence, knowing that every inspired step you take is supported by an intelligent, abundant universe. Opportunities appear to those who are attuned. Guidance comes to those who are listening, and wealth manifests where faith and understanding have prepared the way. By seeing every circumstance as a channel through which prosperity can flow, you train your mind to recognize and receive the gifts that are constantly being offered. It is also important to recognize that prosperity is not limited to money alone. It includes health, joy, peace, and creative fulfillment. When you align yourself with the universal flow, these blessings come in harmony, for the law does not separate abundance into compartments. Money is simply a visible expression of the unseen riches that life offers. When you awaken to this truth, you no longer see scarcity or competition, you see opportunity, growth, infinite possibility. The feeling of abundance is not dependent on external conditions, but on the inner understanding that the universe is infinitely generous and that your life is a channel for this generosity. Visualization strengthens your connection to the flow of abundance. Imagine the life you desire as if it is already present. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, and the freedom that come with it. Allow these feelings to permeate your mind and heart. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined with conviction and what is experienced. By consistently visualizing prosperity as your natural state, you impress upon the deeper mind the reality of your wealth, and the outer world will begin to reflect this inner reality. Every night, before rest, and every morning, upon awakening, you have a sacred opportunity to affirm your prosperity. Speak aloud or silently, "I am a magnet for abundance. Wealth flows to me effortlessly and continuously. I recognize the divine source of all good, and I receive it with joy and gratitude." Let these words become the rhythm of your life, a steady declaration that aligns you with the eternal flow of prosperity. With repetition, faith, and clarity, your thoughts and words will guide unseen forces to bring forth the wealth already destined for you. Remember that the flow of abundance is not measured by the effort of the body, but by the alignment of the mind. Prosperity is a current, a divine river, and every soul has the privilege of stepping into its waters. When you understand this, every obstacle becomes a temporary condition, every lack a misperception, and every opportunity a chance to witness the intelligence and generosity of life. The more you align, the more effortless your experience of wealth becomes, until it is no longer a goal but a constant, natural expression of your life. 3 minutes of night. Lie affirmation is not merely a ritual. It is a sacred appointment with the divine currents of abundance that flow invisibly, yet unfailingly through the universe. It is in these brief, focused moments that the soul impresses upon the subconscious mind the certainty of prosperity, planting seeds that grow quietly and powerfully into tangible results. The mind is a fertile garden, and the thoughts and words we cultivate there determine the harvest of our lives. By dedicating a consistent period each night to affirmation, you are consciously choosing to water the seeds of abundance, to nurture the unseen forces that bring wealth and opportunity into your experience. The reason this practice works is that the subconscious mind responds to repetition, clarity, and emotional intensity. When you speak affirmations with faith and expectancy, you are impressing the belief of your prosperity upon your deepest consciousness. The subconscious cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is believed. It accepts as true whatever is impressed upon it consistently and without contradiction. By setting aside 33 minutes each night, you give the subconscious uninterrupted time to absorb and integrate the truth that wealth is your natural inheritance. This is not an arbitrary number. It is long enough to create a powerful impression, yet brief enough to maintain focus and intensity, avoiding distraction or fatigue that might weaken the effect. During these 33 minutes, it is essential to enter a state of stillness and surrender. The mind must be calm, free from doubt, worry, or the incessant chatter of daily life. It is in this silence that the soul opens to the divine flow, where unseen intelligence can move freely to bring about the manifestations you seek. The quality of your attention matters more than the quantity of words spoken. Each affirmation should be clear, confident, and precise, leaving no room for uncertainty. By speaking with authority, you are not asking for wealth, you are declaring it as already present, a natural expression of life ready to be received. Consistency is the cornerstone of this practice. Wealth is not the result of a single declaration, nor does it respond to irregular or hesitant effort. Like the turning of a key in a lock, each night a faithful affirmation opens the door slightly wider, allowing the currents of abundance to enter. Over time, the accumulation of these 33-minute sessions impresses upon the subconscious mind the certainty of your prosperity, transforming beliefs that once limited you into beliefs that empower and support the flow of wealth. The law of repetition is simple yet profound. Persistent, focused affirmation creates a permanent impression, and the universe responds to this impression with exactitude. It is also crucial to infuse your affirmations with feeling. Words alone are not enough. They must be energized with belief, expectation, and joy. The subconscious mind responds to emotion as much as it does to words. When you feel the reality of your wealth as you declare it, you give life to the affirmation, and the universe responds to the energy you emit. Imagine the sensation of abundance, the relief of financial ease, the freedom to act without limitation, the joy of sharing and creating. Let this feeling saturate every word, every thought, and every breath during the 33 minutes. Emotion is the engine that propels your affirmations into manifestation. Visualization complements verbal affirmation and strengthens the impression upon the subconscious. As you speak your declarations, picture your wealth as already realized. See yourself living in ease, surrounded by the resources you desire, moving confidently through opportunities that present themselves. The subconscious mind accepts these mental images as reality, aligning your actions, intuition, and circumstances to bring them into visible form. By combining words, feeling, and visualization, you create a multidimensional impression that engages the entire being, leaving no room for doubt or contradiction. Faith and expectancy must underlie every moment of this practice. The 33 minutes are not a time for questioning or reasoning. They are a sacred interval of trust, during which you acknowledge the infinite abundance of life and your rightful place within it. Doubt is a vibration that obstructs the current, while trust allows the flow to move freely. By entering this period with faith, you demonstrate your readiness to receive, and the universe honors your alignment. Every night becomes a rehearsal for the life you are creating, a rehearsal in which the outcome is assured, because it is founded upon the immutable law of divine abundance. This practice also trains the mind to recognize opportunities and blessings in daily life. When the subconscious is impressed with certainty of prosperity, it begins to direct your attention to avenues through which wealth can flow. You notice opportunities that once went unseen, ideas that bring financial growth, and connections that expand your influence. The 33-minute nightly affirmation becomes a magnet, drawing experiences, people, and circumstances into harmony with your prosperity consciousness. You are no longer reacting to life. You are co-creating it with intelligence, clarity, and intention. It is important to remember that wealth is not only monetary. It includes health, peace, joy, creativity, and the ability to serve and share. The 33 minutes align you with the totality of abundance, ensuring that every aspect of your life reflects the divine flow. By dedicating this brief but consistent period, you condition your entire being to expect good in all forms, to receive with gratitude, and to act in harmony with the abundance already present. Every affirmation spoken, every image held in the mind, every feeling embraced, contributes to the unfolding of a life rich in every way. The power of this practice lies not in its length, but in its focused intensity and unwavering consistency. Even when external circumstances appear challenging, these 33 minutes provide a sacred anchor, a time to reconnect with the truth of your prosperity. By committing to this daily discipline, you are aligning with the invisible intelligence that governs all life, creating a channel through which abundance flows effortlessly, naturally, and continuously. Wealth responds not to anxiety, desperation, or relentless striving, but to clarity, faith, and consistent declaration. The law of prosperity is impartial and exact. It does not favor frantic effort over calm assurance, nor does it respond to worry more than to trust. Many labor under the misconception that effort alone brings wealth, and they exhaust themselves in unending pursuit. Yet the result is often frustration and depletion. Prosperity is not a reward for struggle, but a reflection of alignment with the invisible forces that govern abundance. When the mind is clear, the heart confident, and the words and thoughts consistent with expectation, the universe responds with precision, bringing opportunities, resources, and provision that match your inner state. The first step in understanding this law is to recognize the nature of thought as creative power. Every idea, belief, and declaration impresses upon the subconscious mind, which in turn organizes circumstances to reflect these inner convictions. If the mind is preoccupied with lack, limitation, or fear, it is like planting seeds in barren soil. The effort is wasted because the foundation is not receptive. But when thought is clear, aligned, and focused on the certainty of abundance, it acts as fertile ground, attracting wealth as naturally as water flows to a riverbed. Clarity, therefore, is not merely a mental state. It is a magnet for provision, a condition necessary for the manifestation of your desires. Faith is the second element, and it is inseparable from clarity. Faith is not passive. It is an active recognition of the inexhaustible abundance of life, and of your inherent right to receive it. Fear and doubt are the opposite of faith. They create resistance and block the flow of wealth. Every act of worry, hesitation, or disbelief introduces turbulence into the channel of abundance. But when faith governs thought and feeling, when you fully trust that the universe is intelligent, generous, and responsive, the way for prosperity opens effortlessly. Faith allows you to move in alignment with opportunities without forcing, grasping, or striving against the natural flow. Consistent declaration is the third essential principle. Words have the power to impress the subconscious mind and, through it, the visible world. The universe responds not to casual mentions or scattered wishes, but to clear, repeated, and authoritative statements. When you consistently affirm the presence of abundance, you are not negotiating for it or pleading. You are commanding the law of life to reflect the inner truth. Daily, deliberate declarations create a rhythm of expectancy that aligns every aspect of your being with wealth. The subconscious mind absorbs these statements, holds them as fact, and orchestrates circumstances to bring them into tangible expression. In this way, consistency is the key to transforming thought into reality. The practice of clarity, faith, and declaration requires conscious observation of your inner state. Many people unknowingly sabotage their prosperity by allowing contradictory beliefs, doubts, or fears to occupy the mind alongside their affirmations. When affirmations are spoken with expectation but accompanied by worry, the subconscious receives mixed signals. To prevent this, it is essential to cultivate self-awareness, noticing when fear or limitation arises, and gently redirecting attention to the certainty of abundance. This is not a struggle but a process of retraining the mind to recognize truth and to reject false impressions. The repeated focus on clarity and trust gradually rewires the mind, aligning it with the natural law of prosperity. Action, when inspired by alignment, is effortless and precise. The universe orchestrates circumstances to support your abundance, and inspired action is the response to guidance received in moments of stillness and clarity. This action is not forced, it is not frantic or anxious. It is intelligent, measured, and timely, flowing from the understanding that the unseen forces are already at work. When the mind is clear, the heart confident, and the words consistent with expectation, action follows naturally, guided by intuition and opportunity, rather than struggle or pressure. The visible manifestation of wealth is the reflection of this invisible coordination. Gratitude strengthens the channel of abundance, for it signals to the subconscious mind that provision is acknowledged and received. Fearful or anxious striving often comes from the sense of lack, the feeling that what is needed is absent. By contrast, gratitude affirms that the universe is generous, that wealth is already present in potential, and that you are attuned to receive it. Each expression of thanks, even for small blessings, reinforces clarity, deepens faith, and makes declaration more powerful. Gratitude, therefore, is not merely a polite but a potent instrument in the creation of wealth, harmonizing the conscious mind with the intelligence of life. It is also important to release attachment to the how of manifestation. Anxiety and desperation arise when the mind insists on controlling the specific form and timing of wealth. The law of prosperity, however, is intelligent and infinite. It knows the best way to bring your good into form. Clarity and faith demand that you recognize abundance as already present, that you declare it with confidence, and then allow the law to operate without interference. By letting go of fixation on process, you reduce resistance and invite unexpected, effortless, and often greater provision than you could have imagined. Visualization amplifies the power of clarity, faith, and declaration. By imagining yourself living in the prosperity you desire, feeling the freedom, joy, and ease it brings, you create a vivid impression upon the subconscious mind. The subconscious does not distinguish between imagined experience and present reality when the visualization is combined with belief and emotional intensity. This integration of thought, feeling, and clear expectation sets the stage for the tangible expression of wealth. It turns abstract affirmation into living reality, preparing every aspect of your life to mirror the abundance you envision. Faith, clarity, and consistent declaration also influence relationships, opportunities, and circumstances beyond your immediate perception. People, situations, and resources are drawn into harmony with the state of your consciousness. When you maintain a clear, confident, and expectant mind, you become a magnet for conditions that support your prosperity. Conversely, scattered thought, fear, and inconsistent words repel these opportunities. The law operates impartially, responding to inner state, not to external appearance, and teach. The cultivation of clarity, faith, and consistency is essential to receive the bounty that life offers. The practice of these principles transforms the very nature of life. Prosperity becomes not an event, but a natural, continuous state, a reflection of alignment with the unseen intelligence that governs all existence. Anxiety, desperation, and struggle dissolve as the mind recognizes its own power and the limitless generosity of the universe. Each day becomes an opportunity to reinforce clarity, strengthen faith, and speak with authority, ensuring that the flow of abundance is uninterrupted, consistent, and fully integrated into every aspect of living. The Florence Decree is more than a collection of words. It is a sacred command to the invisible forces of the universe, a declaration that sets into motion the intelligence of life to bring your desires into form. It is not a request, nor a plea, nor a hope whispered in uncertainty. It is a confident statement of truth, spoken with authority, faith, and clarity, affirming that every need, every desire, and every aspiration is already met and fully within your divine inheritance. The power of this decree lies in its ability to impress upon the subconscious mind the certainty of abundance, bypassing doubt, fear, and limitation, and commanding the law of life to respond with perfect precision. When you speak the Florence Decree, you are not negotiating with the universe. You are not trying to convince some external power to provide for you. Instead, you are aligning yourself with the inherent, infinite intelligence that governs all existence. This intelligence is impartial, exact, and generous. It moves according to law, not opinion, and responds to the vibrational message sent by your words and thoughts. By delivering this decree with clarity, confidence, and unwavering expectation, you impress upon the subconscious mind that the good you seek is already present, and it begins to arrange the conditions necessary for manifestation. The language of the decree is intentional and precise. Every word carries weight, every phrase resonates with law. Words are not merely sounds, they are vibrations that activate the creative power within you. When spoken in faith, the Florence Decree becomes a tool for transforming thought into reality. It bypasses resistance by declaring the truth of abundance as if it were already accomplished. In this way, the law of the subconscious operates without delay, organizing circumstances, opportunities, and ideas to bring forth the visible evidence of wealth and prosperity. Consistency in speaking the decree amplifies its power. A single declaration is a seed, but repeated, focused, and faithful recitation nurtures that seed into full growth. The subconscious mind absorbs the statement as fact, and the outer world responds accordingly. This is not dependent on external conditions or immediate results. The unseen forces are at work quietly, arranging the proper time, place, and manner in which your prosperity will manifest. Every nightly repetition strengthens your alignment with abundance, reinforcing the truth that your good is inevitable and unstoppable. Feeling is a crucial element in the effectiveness of the decree. Words spoken mechanically, or without emotional engagement, lack the vibrational force necessary to influence the subconscious mind. To empower the decree, it must be spoken with conviction, expectation, and a deep inner knowing. Imagine the relief, the freedom, and the joy of living in perfect financial ease. Let these feelings saturate every word and thought as you recite the decree. Emotion gives life to the affirmation, turning abstract declaration into a dynamic force that moves through the invisible currents of creation. Visualizati enhances the impact of the Florence Decree. As you speak, see yourself already living in the prosperity you are declaring. Visualize money flowing freely, opportunities appearing at the perfect moment, and every aspect of your life reflecting abundance. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between imagined experience and present reality when combined with faith and emotional intensity. By creating a vivid mental picture, you are impressing the mind and body with the reality of your good, and the universe responds by aligning external circumstances to match the internal vision. The decree also works by removing inner resistance. Many people unconsciously block the flow of wealth through doubt, worry, or limiting beliefs. The Florence Decree, when spoken with authority and expectation, overrides these internal obstructions. It reprograms the subconscious mind to accept the reality of abundance, replacing fear and limitation with faith and confidence. Each recitation strengthens the channels of provision, clears mental obstacles, and opens the way for wealth to move freely into your life. Trust in the divine intelligence that governs prosperity is essential. The decree is not a tool for control, nor does it require that you know the method by which your desires will be fulfilled. The universe is infinitely intelligent and capable of arranging circumstances far beyond your imagination. By speaking the Florence Decree with trust, you acknowledge that every need is met and that your good is already flowing. This act of faith releases tension, dissolves anxiety, and allows abundance to enter without obstruction or delay. The power of the decree extends beyond monetary wealth. It aligns your life with total abundance, including joy, health, creative fulfillment, and harmonious relationships. Prosperity is holistic, and the Florence Decree activates the universal intelligence to bring balance and richness to every aspect of living. By committing to its consistent practice, you not only cultivate financial prosperity, but also peace, confidence, and the deep knowing that life is working in your favor. It is also essential to let go of attachment to timing and method. Anxiety and impatience often arise when one attempts to control how and when wealth will appear. The Florence Decree teaches you to declare your good as already accomplished and then release it to the law. By stepping back from control, you allow the infinite intelligence to operate in ways that may exceed your expectations. Opportunities, connections, and resources appear at precisely the right moment, guided by intelligence that surpasses human understanding. Daily repetition of the decree establishes a rhythm of expectancy. Your subconscious mind begins to operate in harmony with the law of abundance, seeking opportunities and solutions in every situation. Circumstances that once seemed obstacles are transformed into channels for wealth. Your awareness expands, allowing you to recognize gifts, guidance, and synchronicities that confirm the power of your declaration. Every recitation strengthens your alignment with prosperity and deepens your confidence that abundance is not a possibility but an inevitability. Through consistent practice, the Florence Decree cultivates a state of consciousness that attracts and receives wealth effortlessly. It harmonizes thought, feeling, and action, creating a magnetic force that draws the visible evidence of abundance into your life. This alignment with the universal law ensures that prosperity is not merely an occasional blessing but a continuous flowing reality, accessible at every moment to those who recognize their right to receive it. The decree transforms the mind, body, and spirit into a unified channel for abundance. It replaces doubt with faith, scarcity with expectation, and anxiety with peace. Each repetition ingrains the truth that wealth is your divine inheritance and that the universe is eager to respond to your command. By honoring this sacred practice, you are not only attracting material provision, but also cultivating an inner state of confidence, joy, and trust that radiates into every aspect of your life. True abundance is not measured solely by the accumulation of money, possessions, or external achievements. It is a state of consciousness, a recognition that the universe is infinitely generous, and that all good is already yours to claim. To cultivate abundance in every area of life, financial, emotional, spiritual, and creative, it is necessary to understand that wealth is a reflection of inner alignment, of harmony with the laws of thought, faith, and declaration. When you align your mind and heart with this principle, abundance flows naturally, effortlessly, and continuously, becoming not a goal to pursue, but a natural expression of your life. The first step in embracing true abundance is the recognition that the universe is unlimited. Scarcity exists only in perception, in the mistaken belief that resources are finite, or that someone else's gain diminishes your own. In truth, life is a boundless reservoir, always ready to pour forth good to those who understand its nature. When you see abundance as infinite, your thinking shifts from struggle to expectancy. Your mind ceases to measure, compete, or compare, and instead opens to the limitless possibilities available. This understanding lays the foundation for every other principle of prosperity, for without it, faith and affirmation have no fertile soil in which to take root. Gratitude is a powerful instrument in cultivating abundance. By acknowledging what is already present in your life, you create a vibration T attracts more of the same. Gratitude is not a polite sentiment. It is a dynamic force that signals to the subconscious mind that you are aware of provision and ready to receive more. Each expression of thanks, whether for a small blessing or a great fortune, expands your capacity to experience abundance. It is through gratitude that the mind and heart align with the universal law, drawing wealth, opportunities, and resources into your life with ease. Affirmation is the tool by which inner alignment is translated into outer experience. Words spoken with clarity, authority, and faith impress upon the subconscious mind the certainty of abundance. The subconscious does not reason or doubt, it simply acts according to the impression given. By consistently declaring your prosperity, you plant seeds that grow unseen but inexorably into tangible results. Daily affirmations reinforce the understanding that wealth is your natural inheritance, that you are worthy to receive it, and that the universe is actively responding to your expectancy. Words, when combined with feeling and visualization, become the instruments through which the invisible becomes visible. Visualization strengthens the impression of abundance upon the subconscious mind. Imagine your life filled with prosperity, feeling the satisfaction, freedom, and joy that accompany it. Picture yourself living without limitation, moving effortlessly through opportunities, and sharing freely of your blessings. This mental image, imbued with emotion and clarity, becomes a blueprint for manifestation. The subconscious mind accepts it as reality and orchestrates circumstances, events, and resources to bring it into form. By consistently visualizing abundance, you reinforce your alignment with the universal law, and the world around you begins to reflect the richness you envision. Faith is the unshakable foundation upon which abundance rests. Faith is not passive, it is an active, knowing confidence that all good is present, flowing, and accessible. Doubt, worry, and anxiety obstruct the channels of wealth, creating resistance that delays or blocks provision. By cultivating faith, you release the need to control outcomes or worry about the how and when of manifestation. Trust that the universe is infinitely intelligent, that it responds precisely to your declarations, and that your good is flowing even when unseen. This faith allows you to act without fear, to move confidently in alignment with opportunity, and to recognize the evidence of abundance as it appears in your life. Action flows naturally from alignment. When your mind is clear, your heart confident, and your declarations consistent with faith, action is no longer forced or anxious, it becomes inspired. The universe orchestrates circumstances to support your abundance, presenting opportunities that you may not have anticipated. By following intuition, recognizing possibilities, and stepping forward with confidence, you participate in the creative process while leaving the law to coordinate the results. Every inspired act becomes a channel through which abundance flows, and every step taken in alignment strengthens the unseen currents of provision. The cultivation of abundance also requires the release of resistance, particularly attachment to specific outcomes or methods. Anxiety arises when the mind insists on controlling the details of manifestation. The law of abundance, however, is infinitely intelligent and works in ways often beyond human understanding. By declaring your prosperity as already accomplished and releasing attachment, you allow the law to operate freely, often bringing results that surpass expectations. This act of surrender demonstrates trust, clears obstruction, and opens the way for wealth to move effortlessly into your life. Holistic abundance includes not only financial prosperity but also health, joy, creativity, and harmonious relationships. The law of life does not separate blessings. When your consciousness is aligned with abundance, all areas of life reflect this alignment. Prosperity becomes a state of being rather than a collection of achievements, a reflection of inner harmony and attunement with the intelligence of the universe. Each expression of wealth, each success, each joy is a confirmation that alignment with the law produces continual, effortless provision. Consistency is vital in maintaining this state. Daily practice of gratitude, affirmation, visualization, and faith ingrains the principles of abundance into the subconscious mind. Repetition strengthens the mental patterns that attract wealth, reinforces clarity of intention, and deepens trust in the law. Each day of faithful practice adds momentum to the flow, creating a cumulative effect that becomes self-sustaining. The subconscious mind, aligned with expectation and faith, continues to orchestrate circumstances even when conscious attention is relaxed, ensuring that abundance is a continuous reality rather than a fleeting event. Awareness and mindfulness further amplify the experience of wealth. By consciously noticing opportunities, gifts, and guidance in every moment, you reinforce the principle that life is abundant and responsive. Small signs, a timely idea, an unexpected gift, a helpful encounter, become proof of the law in action. This awareness fosters a sense of empowerment, reinforcing faith, and creating a feedback loop in which recognition of abundance generates even greater prosperity. Each observation of provision strengthens your alignment and increases your ability to receive freely and joyfully. The inner state of consciousness is the most important factor in the experience of abundance. Worry, fear, scarcity thinking, and doubt are obstructions, while clarity, faith, gratitude, and expectancy are channels that allow wealth to flow. By cultivating these inner qualities consistently, you establish a life in which abundance is natural, continuous, and effortless. True prosperity is not achieved by frantic effort, but by alignment, trust, and the conscious cultivation of inner harmony. By embracing abundance as a state of consciousness, You recognize that the universe is infinitely generous, and that all good is already present, ready to be received. The cultivation of gratitude, affirmation, visualization, faith, inspired action, and mindful awareness transforms not only your financial life, but your entire experience of living. You become a magnet for provision, a participant in the flow of divine intelligence, and a witness to the effortless unfolding of prosperity in every aspect of existence.